Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Z. Walter Janiak Fieldhouse on the campus of Greater New Bedford Vocational Technical High School, where tonight the New Bedford Cable Network is proud to present boys high school volleyball action. It's the homestanding Greater New Bedford Voke Bears taking on the Durfee Hilltoppers. Joe Cabral joined by Chris Santos for the action here tonight from the Z. Walter Janiak Fieldhouse, a.k.a. the Bears Den. A 9-2 Voke squad, Chris, taking on a 1-12 Durfee Hilltopper squad.
Yeah, normally you would think that this is an opportunity to continue with getting your seeding ready to play, but with the playoff situation, because of what had happened with the COVID, you can kind of throw that out the window. But Richie Gomes knows that he wants this team obviously on all cylinders to get himself into his little playoff that they do have school-wise, along with the other ones that they play. So I'm sure he knows what's at stake here. Can't take anything for granted. Meanwhile, the Hilltoppers at 1-12, it's David versus Goliath kind of type for them. Nothing to lose. Throw the kitchen sink at them. Go for big serves. Let it all out. See what happens. At 1-12, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, so certainly a rough season for head coach Brendan Kelly of the Durfee Hilltoppers at 1-12, and they're coming off a loss on Monday in 3 straight sets to New Bedford High. So real tough task in front of the Hilltoppers here tonight as they take on Greater New Bedford Voke Tech, and Richie Gomes' squad certainly wants to continue to polish up their skills here at the end of the season. On Monday, we'll be back here, Chris, to do Greater New Bedford Voke Tech against New Bedford. And then after that, you mentioned the playoff structure, certainly different here in 2021, but still playoffs to come after that, so you want to be playing your best volleyball.
Looking at some starters for the Hilltoppers, number 2, Daniel Matuzik, just a freshman, should be in that starting lineup, along with number 4, Coleman Riley, along with number 10, Yanil Sanchez-Moreo, along with number 13, Zachary Massa. 25 is the libero Max Reed. He'll be wearing the black jersey, and everyone else will be wearing the red. Number 5, Anthony Granum, is also in the lineup. For Voke Tech, they will switch it up. They have up front number 4, Heiser Cacho, number 9, Lyric Delalou, number 7, Colin Stussy. And actually, we're on the way with number 5 serving Alberto Gomes.
Alberto Gomes serving for Voke Tech on the outside. A tip there from Abdul Jared Lagur. Could not put it away. Middle of the floor, that's Coutinho. Now Heiser Cacho getting it over safely. And first point of the match goes to Greater New Bedford Voke Tech. And you see one of the problems for Durfee, Chris, communication.
Yeah, so Fagundes would be the other starter to go with Coutinho to round out that group. But as you said, a good start for Durfee, couple of good bumps, and then all of a sudden just a lack of communication, and they let it drop in.
Middle of the floor, now to the outside. A nice block there by Cacho as he was working with number 10, Delalou. And just too easy for Greater New Bedford Voke Tech here early on, 2-0.
Actually, that was number 9 sneaking in there, Lyric Delalou, not number 10, but we had the right name, just the wrong number, Joe, but we got it now.
There's an errant pass, and it'll be credited as a service ace to Alberto Gomes. His first of the match, and the first for Greater New Bedford Voke Tech. 3-0 here to start it off.
Yeah, so Joe, with Brendan Kelly with a young team, what do you look for? You look for execution. You look to get in points. You look to stay with Voke. You don't look for things that have already happened right now. So think what's happened. Miscommunication, a bad pass, obviously just sailed one really long, and then you got blocked. So 4 points, completely dominated by Voke. That's what Kelly doesn't want.
And he's changed up his lineup here a bit, and there's a serve into the net by Alberto Gomes, and that's the stuff that you don't want to see if you're Richie Gomes. Sloppy play.
Yeah. Make him earn it.
Yeah, and don't take your opponent for granted like that doesn't matter, because one day it will matter.
Oh, yeah.
That's Coutinho to the outside. Gomes with a set.
Whoosh.
And then Lagur, they'll say it's out.
Yep.
So number 11, Abdul Jared Lagur with a tremendous spike, but on occasion a bit errant. That time missed it long. So 4-2. Greater New Bedford Voke Tech. That's Coutillo. Middle of the floor. Delalue tried for a tip. Could not put it away. And then middle of the floor, that was Granum.
Better job by Durfee there. Good pass, good set, and execution for the put away.
Anthony Granum with the kill.
Yep, 2 in a row for them.
Ball into the net. Service error that time from number 4, Coleman Riley.
So 1 apiece in the service errors. 5-3 Bears.
That's Laguerre serving to the outside. Blocked again at the net. Granum over safely. Coutillo to the outside. Cacho into the middle of the net. So Voke Tech starting to play a bit sloppy here. And we saw that, Chris, in a match earlier in the year where they played to the level of their opponent. They're doing that a bit here early on. Max Reed will go to the service line.
2 misses on the right side, Joe. 1 very long and the other one into the net.
That's Coutillo. Gomes will set to the outside. And another ball long, that time from Ethan Fagundes. And again, this is Voke Tech's MO, unfortunately, Chris. We saw it here, playing to the level of the opponent. Durfee's has picked up 1 of these points deservedly, and the others are all unforced mistakes by Voke Tech. And Max Reed that time served it wide, so point to Voke Tech.
So 2 points.
6-5
from
Voke
service
Tech now.
errors.
That's Delalue. There's a bump set there by Riley, blocked at the net. Now here's Delalue. He'll go with a bump set, and Coutillo just plays it over safely. Reed, Coleman, Riley to the outside. Cacho was there. Ball that Voke Tech should have put away and did not. And then an errant pass. Riley, the setter for Voke Tech, never got there.
Yeah, and passing that one up front to number 2, Matuzik. He's got to realize it's a bad pass. And as a freshman, you know, you want to stay in that lineup, you got to go up and get that ball.
Delalue into the net, service error. He'll be subbed out, replaced by Colin Stussy, the libero. Only a freshman for Voke Tech.
So 2 points each.
That's Stussy. Fagundes could not put it away. Then at the net, a block, and they'll say play on.
Yep.
That's Laguerre.
Smart play.
There's Riley setting middle of the floor, and then a tip off the hands of the blockers. So the point to Durfee.
Well, they had 3 there, Joe.
We're tied at 7.
Voke had 3 blockers there.
And did not do the job. Stussy. Middle of the floor, Coutillo, and that time too easy for Luis Coutillo Jr. Just hammered one.
Yeah, and that's the best play of the set so far as number 1 checks in. Cody Raposa.
Raposa, designated server. Overpass there, handled by Stussy. They go on the outside. Fagundes had to go for a tip. And again, Voke Tech really not playing to their full capabilities at all there.
And that's a bad set there, pass.
Taken by Marrero, an overpass, and Marrero. Yet Neil Sanchez Marrero puts it away for Durfee.
And that's an easy put away.
And we're tied at 8. Back set there, and then Coutillo into the net.
Well, it was executed to perfection, but the put away was not. And the Hilltoppers take their first lead of the match.
On the middle of the floor, Coutillo again. Voke Tech really, and Richie Gomes is pacing the floor already on the sideline, 10-8. This plagues his squad. 9-2, playing a 1-12, and they're down 10-8 in set number 1.
Yep.
With just sloppy play on the outside. Fagundes into the block, and another point for Voke Tech. That time a nice block from Coleman Riley, number 4.
Give the Hilltoppers credit. Come to play. Doesn't matter what their record is. Force it up.
Richie Gomes with imploring his squad, come on, let's go, down 11-8.
Turn it up.
Laguerre set to the outside for Gundy's. Put it away that time. First kill of the match for number 14, Ethan Fagundes.
Went at the freshman that time. Number 2. See if they serve it to him.
Matuzik. This is Coleman Riley setting middle of the floor, and the block there, but it's wide. The block on Marrero goes wide, so point to Durfee. And Marrero to the service line. Yadniel Sanchez Marrero. That's Laguerre. They'll go back to him. And he just hammered it off the blocker at the net. It was Granum trying to come up with a block. Just an absolute
bomb.
Bomb is the way to, they call it a spike, and that was a spike.
Yep.
12-10, Durfee.
This is where Voke usually makes a pretty good run. See if they can get it going.
Riley will set middle of the floor.
Got it over and stays on Voke's side.
The block, but on Votek's side of the floor. Granum that time. That'll send Coleman Riley to the service line. You saw it there. Delalu really hammered one, but Durfee was there. That's Fagundes. Middle of the floor. Delalu goes long. (14-10) Durfee. That's Fagundes now on the outside. Laguerre. And he'll be credited with a kill. So Abdel Jared Laguerre now with 2 kills on the match. This is Alberto Gomes on the service line for Durfee. For Voke Tech, I should say. Had a lot of topspin on that serve. Just got over, and it's a second service ace for Gomes. 14-12, Voke trailing it. Coutillo was there. Now on the outside, Laguerre again hammers it off the blocker.
Okay, Joe. So this is where teams at 1-12 decide to get away from, continue to play the game that you've been playing. Not now, just bump it over. And say, well, we got them in the lead. If we bump it over, they'll make mistakes. No. Play the game you've been playing. They got it away from it already in 2 or 3 points, just trying to put it over.
And you saw when a ball is set properly, Voke Tech will put that away. That's Max Reed. Coleman Riley setting middle of the floor. Granum could not put it away. Here's Reed.
And a carry.
Bump set there from,
No, in the net. Point to Durfee.
Against Voke Tech into the net, so point to Durfee.
That goes on Delalu.
15-13. That's Coutillo. Middle of the floor. Delalu went with a tip. Voke Tech was, Durfee was there. Reed.
Good.
Riley sets to the outside and then hammered into the net. Not a good shot there at all.
No, but he, at least he went for it.
That was Zachary Massa, number 13. That's Laguerre. Jump serve, nice on Riley.
Reed.
Will set to the outside.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, and they put it over, and the blocker there, Cacho.
Continue attack.
And Delalu were there, but the ball went over the net. So it's 16-14 Durfee. Max Reed serving. That was Laguerre. And then Cacho from the outside. Bumped there by Riley, and then over safely to the outside for Gundy's. Another block by Durfee. They've done a wonderful job with blocks here. Oh, a diving play there, and then Fagundes took an overpass and put it away.
Okay. Need to get on a little run here. Just down by 1.
Delalue on the service line. Off the tape, so it's good. Riley will set to the outside.
Block.
Nice block there that time by Voke. And then Marrero, middle of the floor, could not return it. So point to Greater New Bedford Voke. And now we're tied at 6. Chris talked about the fact that Voke played it like this in matches we've done previously. Middle of a set, they just start to play better and finish off an opponent that maybe they should have started better against.
Mm-hmm. So as a good coach should, always teaching, always coaching, figuring out, executing his plan, what he sees, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and obviously continues to keep the motivation up as they're tied at 16. Overcome adversity, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the danger here is, again, a different type of playoff format. If this was really a state tournament, I'd be very concerned about Voke because they're going to play like that against one team, and they're not going to be able to turn it on and come from behind. It's obvious when you look at the squads, they're the more talented group. And we've seen this already a bunch of times.
Bad pass.
Overpass there. Bump set here by Catillo to Fagundes. Coleman Riley with a bump set. Durfee over safely. Gomes to Catillo. Catillo off the blocker, Marrero, but it goes out, so it's a point to Voke.
But 2 opportunities to get on the offense for Durfee, and they overpass, and it comes over to Voke's side. You cannot let that happen.
No. That's Delalue serving. At the net, let's see.
Oh, I think Durfee was in the net.
Durfee into the net.
Looks like number 4, Riley.
Coleman Riley.
That went in. Tied at 18-16. Good serve.
From Delalue. On the outside for Gundies. And again, just no need for that, and just hammered it wide. Ball was pretty well set up.
18-17.
18-17. And you'll probably get away with it here against Durfee.
Yeah.
But against other teams, you would not. Gomes, middle of the floor. Catillo just hit it straight down. Second kill for Luis Catillo Jr.
Well, Delalue and obviously Catillo, you add in Lagura. That's 3 bombers right there, Joe.
If the ball's set properly, they should never lose a point.
No.
This is number 1, Raposa. Bad return of serve, so Raposa gets a service ace.
Yep.
Riley bumps to the outside, then a ball just hammered long. Marrero well long. Omasa checked that. Here's Raposa.
That's long.
That's out.
Wanted it as an ace.
Thought he had it.
Yeah, a few of them did.
But the point to Durfee, 21-18. Hilltoppers still in it here. Lagure, middle of the floor. Catillo Jr. into the tape. A lot of unforced errors here by Voke. Still leading it, though, 21-19. Lagure.
Good serve.
From the back line, Reed was there, and then just a bad pass there by Riley.
Yeah, you had a great opportunity to get right back in this match. Miscommunication, just let it go.
22-19. Burgundy's serving. Lots of topspin action off the tape.
Let it go.
And then a ball just hammered long. Not even close. went beyond the basketball end line.
Yep.
23-19 for Gundy's. Then LeCure was there on an overpass, but didn't put it away. So Riley just played it high in the sky.
Uh-oh.
And then an overpass there, and Durfee just coughed it up.
Yeah, they got away with that one with a collision.
Marrero was there.
It's Stussy and LeCure.
A bit of a mistake by Durfee. Set point is for Gundy's. Reed, Coleman, Riley setting it now. Voke with LeCure on the outside. And he went cross court and finishes it off. So Voke wins set number 1, 25-19.
Yeah, and I think you have to take into consideration as we got a little bit of an injury right now. Looks like number 5 got banged up on the play there. Alberto Gomes gingerly limping around. So that's not good news for him. But at the same time, I think Richie Gomes knows that it was not one of their better
Performances.
sets.
No.
Let's put it that way.
No.
In a 25-19 win, he knows they can fresh it up a little bit more. Hey, listen, it's hot in here. I'm not going to say no to that. So that may have a little bit to do with it as well. So it is difficult. Plus you're wearing the masks. It makes it even tougher. And they're doing what they can, but they win by 6 in game 1. And Richie Gomes will chat, see if he changes anything, gets more people involved.
So temperature outside 88 degrees,
Yeah.
and in here, not very different.
No.
It might be in the low 80s, but certainly steamy at the Z. Walter Janiak Fieldhouse. Set number 1 is in the books, with Greater New Bedford Voke defeating Durfee 25-19. Voke at 9-2 on the season, looking to improve to 10-2. 1 point on the season. They lost, I believe they won 9 straight. They were 0-2 to start the season.
Yep.
With some players that were playing other sports that were still concluding. So 9 straight, should be able to make it 10 here. And then, of course, we'll be back here on Monday to see New Bedford High head into the Z. Walter Janiak Fieldhouse.
Always a good little rivalry
Oh, always.
when they match up.
New Bedford played pretty well initially at the Beardsworth Gonzalez Gymnasium, and then just couldn't keep up with Greater New Bedford Voke. There was a big crowd also at the Beardsworth Gonzalez Gymnasium,
Yep.
so that was exciting. We'll see
Sure,
how
you
it
might-
works out here
Yeah.
on
Well,
Monday,
hopefully it'll be kind of the same.
I would imagine.
Officials making sure they have the proper players.
Yeah, the
Waiting on the paperwork.
alignments are right. 25-19, set number 1 to Greater New Bedford Voke.
And as I said, maybe a couple of changes. Dante Jones gets the start. Number 8, along with number 17, Luis Lunam de Silva, is getting the start as well.
To give Voke some players who don't see a lot of playing time, some experience. So you can see number 17, Luis Lenham de Silva,
Yep.
very tall.
Senior.
Set him up in the middle initially. I'm sure when he has to rotate to the back line, he'll come out, but in the middle can really be a good blocker, I would imagine. So Alberto Gomes is out there, the setter for Voke. I guess we're finally ready. Took a while to get there. Durfee will start it off. That's Cotillo. Laguerre played it nicely. Reed there with the dig. That's for Gundy's. Gomes. Laguerre
Hello.
was set up perfectly and just hammered one. Reed tried to get there, but that was not going to happen.
No. You can be there,
Yeah.
and it's going to come right at you. You better be prepared for it. Remember, Joe, we were here last time, and right in the face.
Yeah, with an injury.
Right in the nose. As we watch the replay.
Here's Laguerre. And it's out. So that's a service ace for Laguerre. Two nothing Voke Tech, and then ball is out. Riley on the service line for Voke Tech. That's Cotillo Jr. On the outside for Gundy's, off the hands of a blocker and out, so point to Voke Tech, a kill for Gundy's Jr. That went up the hands of Matuzik.
Yeah, very small squad right now in the game for Durfee. Freshman getting some playing time as well.
Matuzik was there and got up high, but couldn't come up with a block. This is Stussy. Max Reed, Coleman Riley, and then into the net with not a lot on it. So that time Matuzik caught off balance. And a block there by Cotillo Jr. Galvin blocked. Here's Stussy. Tip over by the Hilltoppers. That's Laguerre just playing it over cautiously. Stussy. Gomes for Gundy's. That time just hammered it off. Reed. So for Gundy's with 4 kills.
Yeah, you can hear Richie Gomes excited. Said keep the communication. That's what's doing it. Love that point right there. Very happy with what he's seen so far.
Reed, a bad pass. Durfee able to keep it alive after Voke Tech kept it alive, and then a play into the tape. And the point to Greater New Bedford Voke Tech. That was Coleman Riley who couldn't get it over, and Durfee will call a timeout, trailing it 7-1 in set number 2.
Yeah, better start from Voke, better execution. Not wasting time. Really being aggressive.
Voke Tech winners of set number 1, 25-19, looking to improve their record to 10-2 on the season. The junior varsity for Greater New Bedford Voke Tech overcame first set loss to the Hilltoppers and won the next 2 sets to take their match earlier. Chris with word here earlier that 2 baseball games that was scheduled, Chris.
Yes.
Were canceled because of heat.
That's a true statement. That's 2 games. New Bedford High, I believe, one of their games they were playing, and Dartmouth High, that game got canceled as well. So, interesting. You can see a lot of ice bags out there for Voke Tech as they sit down and rest, but we're back on the way at 7-1.
Middle of the floor, and the ball is out. So point to Voke Tech. Chris mentioned a lot of ice around here. I don't know, on shoulders, on knees, on hands.
Sometimes on heads, on necks. Trying to stay hydrated and trying to stay cool.
Oh, Cotillo couldn't put one away. Bump set there by Riley, and then ball went into the tape. Another point for Greater New Bedford Voke Tech. Durfee struggling here.
Well, 7 consecutive.
Stussy. And this is the way you're supposed to play it. And that was outside the antenna by Noah Curran. So another point to Voke, and it's a service ace credited to Stussy. And he's playing it exactly the way you're supposed to. Don't give him any points. Just keeps on with a consistent serve. Coleman Riley to the outside, and the ball is long. 11-1, the Bears.
Yeah, and Brendan Kelly's looking right now saying, what happened from the first game to the second? Because we can't do a thing right now.
Exactly.
Nothing's happening. I know he may have some different personnel, but you got nothing going on.
Just a lot of tips and easy to play balls by Durfee. Laguerre, Reed was there. Goes back to Reed, and that's wide. And you see this set, Durfee just playing every ball defensively. Stussy on quite a run here. Oh, and that's a service ace. That one had a lot of pace on it, a knuckleball that just grazed the tape.
No topspin, Joe. Flat ball.
Yep.
Just makes it over the net. Very difficult to pick up.
It's not a jump serve. It's actually like a running serve,
yes,
Chris.
It is.
Oh, he tried to do a little too much.
But a good run, and the crowd appreciated it.
Yes, 13-2. It's like when you hit a home run earlier in the game, that next at bat, and you strike out because you're taking big hacks.
Oof.
Oof. Set up Cotillo Jr. When Voke has Cotillo Jr.
I thought the ball was tipped.
Oh, that was definitely tipped.
Wow. They missed one
Wow.
there.
I don't know if we have that on replay.
Yeah, I thought it was tipped myself.
Max Reed. Burgundy's just hammered it that time at Reed and put it away. 5 kills now for Ethan Fagundes. Let's see that other point.
Well, I don't know if they're going to show the other point or Fagundes. No, I think this is Fagundes.
Yeah, Fagundes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Aaron passes again by Durfee. They're going to set to the outside to Fagundes. And he went long again. He's had a lot of kill attempts here. He does have 5, but he's missed at least 3. Laguerre, Stussy, and it went over, tipped by Cotillo Jr. Oh, nice block there by Cotillo Jr. 15-4, Voke.
Watch the height on number 12, and you pitch in the middle. That's just good. Good movement by the big fella.
Fagundes serving.
Here he is again.
He was there again, just guarding that net. Knew that it was almost an impossible pass there. So when the ball went up, he just was there and put it away. Service ace. Burgundy's his first of the match. Fagundes. And it's another service ace off the hands of Reed. Voke rolling here, 18-4 in set number 2. Reed. And a violation against Reed. You could see it. 19-4. Burgundy's, Reed, Bowman Riley, the outside of tip. Oh, nice dig there by Raposa. Laguerre just hammered it off the blocker.
Yeah, and that's just a good all-around point.
That was Voke's best point of the match.
Impressive. Watch it on the replay, the final one. Oh, that running, Joe.
There's Stussy. Laguerre on the outside. Ooh, thought he might have gone long there, but Durfee played it. Oh, nice punch over by Cotillo. Coleman Riley to the outside. Point stays alive here. Reed, Riley. Now here's Fagundes. They're going to go on the outside to Laguerre. Hammered it off a blocker. Oh, keeping the point alive. Both Stussy and Cotillo Jr. And then he finishes it off. There was an outstanding point, Chris. Reflex.
And so you watch it here. The quick finish from Cotillo. A good point all around. Good point all around.
Ball is out there by Fagundes. 21-4. Make it 21-5. Voke. Been a struggle for Durfee here in set 2. Fagundes.
Look out.
Laguerre just bombed one. Went through Coleman, Riley, and Granum.
I'm sure you felt that one.
Absolute bomb. Cotillo. And it's a service ace. First of the match for Luis Cotillo. 23-5, Greater New Bedford Voke. The net, Cotillo tried to get it to Laguerre. Goes cross court, nicely done. That's Cotillo. They're going to go back middle time this time, and a kill there.
He kind of hung, Joe, and he did the best he could to hang on to it. And Mitchie loves it.
Yeah, that's Luis Lonham
But
de Silva. Hang in the air.
Just enough.
A senior getting some playing time. 24-5 Voke. Is Cotillo Jr. Reed, Riley, and then at the net, blocked nicely by de Silva. That's Fagundes. Cotillo. Laguerre just hammered it into the blocker. And Marrero.
He was there.
He just couldn't block it at the right point.
No.
Ended up with the ball in his lap. Another kill for Laguerre, and Voke takes the set 25-5.
Yeah, but more of what we kind of expected, Joe.
Yes.
Of a score as we watch this point here. And good job, from Cotillo getting that. And good timing, obviously, from Laguerre to put that in. But as we said, kind of similar to what we thought at the beginning of this match, kind of scores we were thinking would be happening.
So Voke dominant in that second set, winning it 25-5. So, news out of Green Bay.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, so nothing new or nothing unexpected as Aaron Rodgers has not shown up for mandatory minicamp, Chris.
Correct.
And that means Jordan Love is getting all of the snaps, and they were excited today about a touchdown pass that he threw on a wheel route. But
okay,
that's against your own.
7-on-7.
Either 7-on-7, even 11-on-11. Obviously, no real contact. But
okay.
So the news is Aaron Rodgers is playing out his hand there a bit, at least at this point. So he can be fined. He already lost $500,000, $500,000 for not attending OTAs as a bonus. You don't have to attend those, but you can have it in your contract to pick up some extra money if you're there. He wasn't there. And now mandatory minicamp for every day that you miss minicamp, you can be fined if you're Aaron Rodgers over $93,000. So miss your days this week, and you're talking, you can get up close to $1 million in jeopardy. The team doesn't have to fine you. They can waive it, but they certainly are within their rights to do so. So we'll see. The game of chicken underway in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, it's not that he's upset with Jordan Love, because he's not. Has nothing to do with Jordan Love, and he's come out and said it. He's come out and said, I don't like the philosophy of what Green Bay is doing. And that's how he's put it, and that's how he's left it. And until something changes in that direction, he's going to hold off. And whether they decide to make moves on it or whatever, who knows? But I never thought that it had anything to... Even when they drafted Jordan Love, they could have sat there and said, hey, listen, we got nothing to back you up. If something happens to you, we want to make sure we have somebody. Or at the same time, we don't have a decent backup right now as it is. So we're looking for something later on. I mean, he's no spring chicken anymore.
Right.
He's getting older. So I don't blame Green Bay for that draft of Love. And I think a lot of fans took that the wrong way.
Yeah.
To say they're looking to replace him. No, it had nothing to do with that.
And all you have to do is say, if you beat out Jordan Love, and I think the Patriots fell into the category where they could say, as long as you're the better player, I don't care if you're 50 years old.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's really the way I think you have to couch it. Okay, you draft somebody in the first round. Yeah, you're saying you're 39 years old. If we need to have a backup at the very least, and if things start to go different way, we need to protect ourselves. If you're the better player, we know who you are. You'll always be out there if you're the better player.
Right.
I mean, it's very simple to me. It's competition. Okay, you get to a certain point, it's like, you need competition. If you're the better player and you're the better player, there's no way that Jordan Love at this point can be a better player than Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
It's impossible. And that's the way they should have played it, but they didn't notify him, so he was like taken aback. And their whole philosophy that you mentioned on the way they don't communicate, and it's rough right now with players trying to dictate too much. So I'm kind of sympathetic to the Packers in the regard that, you do the right things, but at the same time, we've got, players are getting to the point in some sports, especially like we know those sports where it becomes like they basically dictate everything. Your coach, when it's time to make a change, who to bring in, and that can get a little bit away from an organization. So NFL hasn't gotten there yet, but we see hints of it here and there.
Right. Well, even to the point of what the Patriots have been doing, Cam was a little banged up or something, and they're getting more reps with Mac Jones, and surprisingly, he seems to be impressing a lot of people.
We know that his ability to comprehend expansive playbooks is there, and his accuracy is unquestioned. And processing is all what it's about.
Triple block is there for Voke as we start. Set number 3, up 2-0, 25-19, 25-5. Glad you're joining us on the New Bedford Cable Network and Facebook Live.
On the service line for Voke Tech, it's Alberto Gomes. And the service ace credited to Gomes, unable to return the serve. So Voke Tech starting off quickly here in set number 3, looking to wrap it up in 3 straight, leading it 2-0. Here's Gomes. Max Reed. Coleman Riley, middle of the floor.
Ooh.
And that was Granum who got it over.
And that's a smart play from Cotillo. He knew everybody was in close.
Granum able to reset, and the point to the Bears. On the service line, it's Gomes.
Stay focused. Keep communicating. From Richie Gomes. Good advice.
He wants to see the performance that he saw in set 2.
Mm-hmm.
Alberto Gomes. And mistake there.
The timing. of the Silva.
Yeah, and he probably, I mean,
Could have.
He's big, so he could have gotten there on that, you would think, and that's what threw off Stussy.
Right.
Middle of the floor, De Silva.
Into the net.
Into the net, off the tape, ball went long. So point to Durfee, 3-2, Bears lead it. Castillo Jr., you're not going to block that. If the ball's set perfectly, he just absolutely hammered one, went right through Granum.
And you're going to see blockers just not there fast enough either.
Here's Laguerre. Powerful jump serve, but Durfee was there. That's Stussy. Nice save. Then Fagundes play it over safely.
Good block.
All blocked there, but Durfee keeps it alive.
Back set.
And then
that's the third one that they've tried, and that has not gone down for Castillo.
No, the ball not close enough to the net.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to hit downhill, you hit it into the net. It's got to be right at the net.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's done that.
Not a great set. Reed serving for Durfee. Fagundes. And again, that's set perfectly. So easy for Fagundes to hit it downhill. Another kill for Ethan Fagundes. He now has 6 unofficially. And then into the net. Stussy.
Sloppy.
This reminiscent of set number 1 for Voke so far.
Just play your regular execution, you're fine. When you get sloppy, keeps teams hanging around.
Hilltoppers down by 1. That's Gomes. And Castillo was set up perfectly. Easy kill. Right at the net.
Yep.
Easy kill there for Castillo, who's now up to 6 kills.
6-4 in set 3.
Here's Luis Castillo Jr. Riley set it up middle of the floor, but Marrero could not put it away. Oh, nice effort there by Laguerre, and Stussy came running back into the curtain behind us. A lot of effort there by Stussy. Laguerre kept it alive, but could not get the ball forward.
Correct.
Laguerre just punches it over. On the outside off the tape. And there was Castillo Jr. As for Fagundes, Durfee keeps it alive. Then into the middle of the net, it was Marrero. So Voke 7-5. Fagundes. And Laguerre took the overpass and put it away. 8 kills for Abdel Jared Laguerre.
Let's watch it again. Just moves to his left. Stussy behind him. And he says, nope, that's mine. And puts it away with authority.
Bump to the outside for Laguerre. Oh,
he's
Reed
fine.
Played it. It's Fagundes. Now they go back to Laguerre. Just hammers it into the blockers. They can't answer there. That time, number 3, Galvin.
Trying to hold it, but not enough.
The timing, you can't just go straight up. You have to, when the ball's being struck, move your hands forward.
Yes.
And Fagundes into the net. So it's a timing. They're striking it. You're moving your hands forward, so you block it down on the other side. If not, the ball just comes into your body.
Couple of unforced serves right there.
LeCure on the outside. That time, I believe.
The timing wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't there. In the tape, the ball came back on the Voke side, so point to Durfee.
Not as crisp as game 2, that's for sure.
No. No. 9-7. Voke leads it. That's Stussy. LeCure played it nicely over. Voke is there. And nicely played there by Cotillo. Ball was up high. Had a pass available to him as an option.
Yep.
And just said, no, I can put it away from here, and did.
Retrieving the
Delalue.
the ball.
Lyric Delalue on the service line. Service ace for Delalue. He's had a quiet match. Has had some players subbing in for him. 11-7 Voke. It's another one for Delalue. Back-to-back aces. Just bad return of serve. 12-7 Voke. Oh, De Silva struck one well. Oh, there's a nice block by De Silva.
Ooh.
On the outside, LeCure just went for a bomb. That time he went long. Down the line. 12-8. That time, LeCure putting it away.
Get off your left foot, Joe. Control your body. And remember, you got to get it around that wire. And he did. 13-8 score in set number 3. 2-0 in sets to the Bears. Looking to close it out.
Serving is Gomes.
Oh, no, that's a
violation.
big time.
Carry. 13-8 Voke. Gomes on the service line. Reed. Bowman Riley on the outside. Something finally happening for Noah Curran. Unofficially his first kill of the match. And he's on the service line and bombs one long.
Very important coaching. Stay focused, keep pushing yourself. I mean, I just think it's great words, Joe, when you're playing a team lesser than you.
Yeah, get better.
Yeah.
Keep on playing. Discipline to get better.
Yes. And that's the 4th one that I've seen.
Those back sets.
It's just not high enough for him to get it over.
And not close enough
Nope.
to the net.
I think he's made one and missed the rest.
Nice work to keep it alive by both squads. And then on the outside, nicely put away that time by Zachary Massa. 15-11 Voke Tech. Mac Reed on the service line. Tipped there by De Silva and into the net though.
Mm-hmm. So 15-12. Way outside and
Fagundes. Ball was set perfectly for Fagundes. And you mentioned way on the outside. Blockers had a hard time getting there. Couldn't get there, to be precise. 7 kills for Ethan Fagundes. 16-12 Voke Tech. Ball's coming our way.
Let's see if Stussy gets back to a few points on his serve.
Had a great service run.
Yeah, he did in that second set, and then he banged the one right into the net last time.
He's had 2 bad serves
Good
consecutively.
Play.
Well, kept alive there.
Yep.
That's Fagundes into the block.
Still in. Oh.
And a miss there by Massa.
Yeah.
Nice work by Durfee to keep it alive.
It was
big
twice.
strike. Big strike there by Ethan Fagundes. Durfee kept it alive, but couldn't get it over ultimately. It's Stussy.
Might have got away with one there.
Looked like it might have been long.
Yeah.
Castillo could not put one away. Laguerre plays it up high on the outside. Fagundes with a kill.
Another guy, Joe, that we talk about not often when you have other players like Laguerre and Cotillo and Deleu is Fagundes, who's been an important part of this team.
He's been very good here today. And I'll tell you who's been tremendous. Alberto Gomes with his sets.
Yep.
I mean, he's made the back set a bit of a difficult one here today, but other than that, he has set a bunch of outstanding balls.
Whether it's the short one in the middle or the long one wide, if he can get the back one going a little bit more, poof.
19-12 Voke Tech. And that'll be a service ace for Stussy. Went off the tape through the timing.
Yeah,
off entirely for Durfee.
Wasn't hit well. Kind of like flooded to get over the net, but hit the top of it and made it.
Only a freshman, remember, Colin Stussy. Reed, Coleman Riley, that's a violation. Voke Tech 21-12, closing in on a 3-set sweep. Oh, 4 strikes. Point again to Voke Tech.
Just kind of wrapping this one up, Joe.
Yeah, looks like we'll be home in
At
plenty of time
22-12.
to catch the Bruins
Yeah.
and Islanders
Yeah.
in what should be intense.
Sure. Oof, look out.
Another service ace, Stussy, who's now up to 4 on the match. Voke Tech will go to the bench.
Lucas Beta. Is that what it is? I can't. Arabata?
Arabata.
Oh, Arabata. Okay, I'm sorry.
Lucas Arabata.
Couldn't see that. Got a chance to
Stussy.
get him. Got a chance to get him.
Arabata.
Oh.
Long.
He tried to set him up.
23-13. Voke Tech in control. Like they're going to go again to Arabata. Went with a tip. Durfee was there.
It's all right.
Trying to get Arabata a point here.
You sure are.
Oh, nicely blocked there by Castillo on the outside. Looks like this is set point.
Yep. 24-13.
8 kills unofficially for Luis Castillo. Set and match point.
Sub 2.
They're going to go to the bench to give Ian Johnston a chance here. Johnston got it over.
Good.
And a kill there by Durfee. They're not going to go away yet. Marrero. Zachary Massa to the service line for Durfee. Oh, it's a service ace for Massa. And that's the first service ace of the match here today for Durfee. 24-15.
Oh,
into the
let's go
tape,
in on that.
And that'll do it.
Yeah.
Greater New Bedford Voke Tech takes set number 3 by a score of 25-15. Sweeps in 3 straight here against the Hilltoppers of Durfee High School, improving their record to 10-2.
Yeah, I don't think the match itself was in hand, Joe, when this first started. It was a matter of how execution-wise that Voke was going to be able to handle Durfee. You saw that second set, very impressive. Little communication, kept the intensity up. Very lackluster, definitely in number 1. And there was a lullaby there in number 3 as well. But you move on, and you improve, obviously, now to 10-2. And get ready for a couple of big matches coming up, especially with rivalry New Bedford.
Yeah, we'll be here for that one, Chris. Yep. You mentioned New Bedford and Greater New Bedford Voke Tech coming up here at the Z. Walter Janiak Fieldhouse. That'll be Monday, 5 o'clock start. The scheduled start time for varsity. So tune in on Facebook Live at that time on Monday for Greater New Bedford Voke Tech and New Bedford. Well, that'll do it from the Z. Walter Janiak Fieldhouse. The final score for a final time in 3 straight sets. Greater New Bedford Voke Tech over Durfee. Scores of 25-19, 25-5, and 25-15. For Chris Santos, I'm Joe Cabral. Thanks for joining us tonight, and have a good night, everyone.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I've taken 25 selfies in the last 10 minutes.
26.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.